Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Alex Gandhi of Okemos Boys Soccer, who's actually continuing his soccer career next year at Eastern Illinois. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you, Casey?
Doing well. So excited to get this out there and ultimately made the decision to go there.
Yeah, it's really exciting news. Committing to a Division One program, and more than that, the head coach of Eastern Illinois was my coach at the Michigan Jaguars for club last year.
Yeah.
So, having that connection and, having that great relationship with the coach already just makes it that much more comfortable and, locked in.
Yeah. So I know that you're in club season right now. How is that going so far?
It's going pretty well. Actually, the head coach of Eastern Illinois, Coach Oakley, we met down in Florida again for one of my club showcases beginning of December. So, club has always been the way to go for exposure. High school soccer is not exactly like football and basketball where college coaches are coming out to all these games. It's usually club is where you get the exposure. So it's been going well.
Yeah. So of course, ending the high school season, obviously not what you wanted, but overall, how do you think it went?
I think any year you win a state championship, the next year is always incredibly difficult because there's just such high expectations on, my shoulders as the captain and the rest of the returning guys. So, I think we did really well to respond to that adversity and, show everybody that we weren't just a washed up team that relied on its seniors from the previous year.
Yeah. Biggest win that you've had in, this year, or you can pick any year.
Okay. I'd say not the biggest win, but like the most exciting win from this year at least would probably be the Brighton game. It was freezing cold outside. Went to overtime. I scored with like 1 minute left in the first period of overtime, and it was just, I just wanted to go home. It was just super exciting. But, of all time, kind of a similar situation. This was my sophomore year. We were playing Fenton in the same game of the tournament, actually, district semifinal. And I was playing center back at this time, actually, just because, we didn't have anybody else that could fill that role. And I have decent skill on the ball, and I'm pretty solid 1v1 defending. So we go down 1-0 against this Fenton team. We tie it up, I think, in the second, like later on in the second half. It goes to overtime. It starts like hailing. Nobody scores in overtime. It goes to pens, and coach is like, Gandhi, do you want to take one? And I was like, yeah, I definitely want to take one. Like I said it, with confidence in my voice, even though I was only a sophomore at the time. He says, all right, you're going fifth. So I get in line with my teammates. All these guys are juniors, seniors, just older than me. Everybody makes one. Fenton misses like their third penalty or something, so it all comes down to me. I run up to the ball, put it down, score. It was great. Celebrating off the field, just everybody just like, oh. So it was a great feeling. It was especially that young. It was a great feeling.
Yeah.
Great.
And of course, now looking back on everything that you've accomplished, of course, moving on and going on to bigger and better things. Do you feel like what do you feel like your mark is after leaving after that program?
Um, you know, Obviously I wanted to this year my goal that wasn't necessarily to just win a state championship. Obviously going back to back would have been amazing, but I wanted to leave the program in a better place than I found it. And I believe carrying on the tradition this year, which is, like I said, I think extremely difficult to just keep pushing forward and keep pushing on with new teammates and less experienced teammates than I had in the year before. I think to just, keep that culture and tradition of just Okemos soccer going was something that I accomplished, and I'm very proud of myself for that.
Yeah. Of course, with club season and all that, and just talk about what your plans are for the rest of the year before you head to college.
So my big goals this year, I really want to win state cup for club. I've never won it. I've gone to semifinals, quarterfinals, final games, one final. and I've just come up short every time. I really, really want to win. Going on from there, anything can happen. Regionals is I want to have a spot in regionals. I want to be able to play in regionals this year, and then from there, who knows? A personal goal of mine is I really want to gain a lot of muscle during this 8-month period before my time will start at Eastern Illinois. I really want to put on some mass and just get bigger, build my frame a little bit, because that'll definitely help me in the college game with athleticism. I'm going to be playing against 22, 23-year-old men, so definitely need to get ready for that.
All right.
Just getting better on the ball, just improving every technical aspect of my game, mental aspect, tactical aspects. Yeah, it's improving all around.
For sure. All right. Well, Alex, thank you so much for coming on and catching up with us for a few minutes. And the best of luck in college. We'll have you on again sometime.
Thank you for having me.